Halito, this is gonna be chapter 1, my word list from chapter 1. So I'm just gonna start at the top of the list and just go down. We started out with a small list of nouns, and the explanations for some of these are gonna be rather interesting. So as I can remember the explanations for words, like I said before, I'll put them in here for you, because there are some very, very cool explanations as to how some of these words came. The first word on the list that he gave us is the word for table, and it's aimpa. And impa is the word for eat. And when you put a in front of a verb like that, that's a place where you do something. So aimpa literally is a place where you eat. So we started out learning it as table, but it can also be like cafeteria or restaurant or kitchen or the ground even. If you go out to a picnic, they say, where are we going to eat? And you say aimpa, that's going to be the ground or where that blanket's at. So that's the explanation there, but a simple term for it is like table. The next word on the list was house, and it's pronounced Choctaw. Something that it's important to keep in mind, but not always easy to remember at first, is when a Choctaw word has the same letter, two syllables, the same letter. You have to kind of pronounce both letters. Like with house, it's Chukka, and you pronounce it Choctaw. You kind of break it to make it sound like you're saying the K twice. But it's fun either way. The next word on the list was holisso, and holisso is book, paper, or anything made from paper. So there's a broad spectrum there too, as with aimpa. The next one on the list was ishko, which is glass or cup or mug, something you drink from. Tree or any wood in general. The word for that is iti. The next word on the list was sholosh. It's the word for shoe or shoes. And something about the Choctaw language that it's kind of interesting. The only way to make... They don't have the same way to make a noun plural like we do. In English, you just add S or ES and it makes it plural. But in Choctaw, a word is both singular and plural kind of at the same time. The way to make sure somebody knows it's plural, if you've been having the conversation and you've been talking about more than one of something, then they're going to know it's a situational thing. But in just one sentence, you have to attach a number to it, or a word that means like a few. But without something like that, you might automatically assume that it's singular. But that's the way Choctaw nouns work. The next word on the list was shokcha, which is a purse or a bag. And then the last noun we had on this particular lesson was towa, which is ball. The next set of words on our list was some animals. Not all of them, not by any means, but it was a few to get us going so we could have things to use when we started making sentences later on. The word for rabbit is chokfi. Bird is hoshi. Deer is issi. Horse is isoba. Cat is a fun one to me because it's katos. And when he said that, a lot of us kind of looked up and we're kind of like, we know we've heard something like this before. And the Spanish word for cat is gatos, or gato, G-A-T-O. And Choctaws don't have a G, so they took that word and they put a K on it and put an S on the end, so it's katos for cat. The word for dog is olfi. Mouse is pinti. And cow is walk. Some strange words, but that's the animals basically that we learned at the beginning of our lessons. And in Choctaw, when you make sentences, they have subject markers. The cool part about the subject markers, while some of them have particular meanings, others can mean the, an, a, and they can also mean is and are. They can take places in certain areas to fill in for words in English that we use in sentences that Choctaws don't necessarily always use. But the subject markers we learned at first were ilapat, which can mean this or these, and once again, it's dependent upon whether you state a certain number within your conversation. If you don't, then it's assumed that it's this, that it's singular. The other one was yammat, which is that or those, and it's the same with that one. Depending on whether you put in a number to signify more than one, it's going to be assumed to be singular. And we also learned the word for what, which is nanta. And then we got into the numbers, 1 through 10. And the numbers are fun to me. And later on, if I can find my notebook, I'll go through 11 through 20. Because after that, saying like the number 21 is one really long, complicated affair. And that's why my teacher explained it. He said that back in so long ago, the Choctaws would count in groups of 10 when they could. And so he said, like, if you were planning to meet somebody in so many days, they would get a bundle of sticks, like 10 sticks, and every day you would pull a stick out, and if you knew the journey was going to take you 3 days to get there, you would know that when you only had 3 sticks left, you probably should have left a long time ago. So he said that's how it used to work to make it simple. And now it's kind of like an algebraic thing when you speak it out. It's interesting. But the numbers 1 through 10 are simple. You have achafa, toklo, tochina, oshta, tathapi, hanali, ontoklo, ontochina, chakali, pokoli. Those are your numbers 1 through 10. The colors, to me, was the other fun thing, because you have losa, which is black, you have lakna, which is yellow, losakbi, which is brown, white is tohbi, and in Choctaw, they don't really have anything that's silent. Every time you see something, it's pretty much pronounced out. Green is okchamali, blue is okchako, orange is laknahata, purple is homakbi, and red is homma. So that was our word list from chapter 1. Like I said, it was long, and we had to learn all that for our first test. But since we had a good teacher, we all did really well. And I hope you guys enjoy this and find it kind of interesting. If you have any suggestions or something, or if you don't like it, let me know, and I'll slow down and not make these anymore. So, any feedback is, like I said before, greatly appreciated, because I don't want to make these and then everybody not like them and not want to watch them, because then that's kind of, a waste of y'all's time looking at them, and that's not fair, not to anybody. So, until next time, chipisa la chiki.